Hello Internet, welcome to DBD Theory, the only game show out there that actually wants the pig's bacon to get cooked. No, your ears do not deceive you. I want the pig to be nerfed, or at the very least, reworked in a meaningful way. Before you come at me with pitchforks, let me explain. The pig has always been in a controversial spot. She was targeted by the behavior devs with seemingly unfair nerfs over the years, starting from when she was added into the game. There is a great video that details the pig's seemingly unfortunate history made by YouTuber Arditha, ranging from some of the earlier nerfs that she received, as well as how the nerf pig meme came about, which I'll link in the description of the video. In this list of nerfs, there is a very significant nerf she received that was so big it changed the number of jigsaw boxes and thus how they would be interacted with by both sides. This was also the very same nerf that was brought about when a YouTuber named daph made his infamous kills equals skills video. In his video, daph brought to light a few unsavory ways to get kills that required almost zero effort on his part in what would go on to be a very successful attempt to change the minds of the developers on the value of kills. One of these methods happened to highlight a strategy that was known as AFK Pig. The way this strategy worked was tied to how the pig slowdown mechanic used to be implemented. In this iteration of the pig, survivors were only able to choose from 4 jigsaw puzzles to search, with 12 maximum searches in total for all the survivors. Each survivor also has a maximum box search potential of 4, and these searches would always add up to the 12 total searches for the team. This means that while a survivor could get lucky and get their hat off in one search, it would also mean that 2 survivors on the team would be guaranteed to have 4 searches, with the last one searching thrice in order to add up to the 12 total searches. All daph needed to do was bring an add-on to start every survivor off with a head trap, then head over to block one of the 4 jigsaw puzzles. And his efforts, or lack thereof, bore fruit.
Hey Jonah, how you doing? Nice to see you. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna stand here for a little bit, all right, mate? Don't worry about it. If that box didn't have it and he doesn't get it off right now, then that's it. Jonah's dead. Oh, Jonah, were you not skillful this game? What a shame, buddy. What a shame. And there's the last gen up here.
A survivor perished to the head trap without him having to move a muscle. The nerf preceding this video caused the amount of puzzles to be increased from 4 to 5, so she could no longer just block a puzzle and collect a free kill, thus putting to rest the AFK Pig strategy. But despite this strategy being removed with this nerf, pig players still found ways to get creatively lazy to collect kills. One of my favorite examples of this is YouTuber Coconut RTS's video, The Infinity Head Trap Build, in which he uses 2 screen perks to interrupt survivors' jigsaw puzzle searches, all while pretty much never needing to interact with them himself. This strategy seems innocent at first glance, but upon closer inspection is actually rather devious. We know from the AFK Pig strategy that pigs' head traps are a very unique type of slowdown. Unlike other slowdowns that might just hinder you or annoy you if you choose to ignore them, like Wesker's Ouroboros or Pinhead's box chain hunt, pig slowdown is much harsher in that it is a mandatory objective for the survivors to complete. Now, this sounds obvious. Of course it's mandatory. The trap will kill them if they don't complete it. But despite this obvious fact, this is not the reason I'm emphasizing the mandatory part. Towards the end of the video, Coconut cuts off the survivor to find the hatch and closes it.
I gotta find the hatch. Where's the hatch? Oh, okay, no more hatch play. Hatch is no longer in play, Meg. You need to get this head trap off. You need to get this head trap off, Meg.
This was important because the hatch was in fact the only exit the survivor is allowed to take with an active trap on. And that is where the word mandatory takes on a whole new meaning. Not only must you remove that head trap to have a chance to live, but you need to remove it in order to be able to escape through the exit gates. If you do attempt to try and walk through those exit doors with an active trap on, you will not be granted freedom. Instead, you will be swiftly granted an early death, immediately ending the timer on that head trap. And this is where the DBD theory begins. Despite what you might think from seeing what you have thus far, the pig is still far outclassed by a lot of other killers. On paper, her kill rate should not be anywhere near as high as, say, Blights or Nurses. She's practically an M1 killer, meaning that she mostly needs to resort to basic attacks to damage survivors, as her dash attack has very niche uses at best, even with it being buffed semi-recently. However, according to the very limited data Behavior has released to the public, her kill rates would suggest the opposite of that. In 2022, Behavior released statistics showing that she ranked as the killer with the 5th highest kill rate across all MMR at 61%. Even coming out just barely behind the Blight, Nurse, and Spirit in the top 5% of MMR at 60%. Killers that should outclass her by miles. And in 2024, she placed 6th in the roster for the top 10 deadliest killers, again with a kill rate of 61%. It just doesn't add up. How exactly is the pig racking up all of these kills and solidifying herself as one of the deadliest killers in Dead by Daylight, in spite of all the odds stacked against her with her nerfs in place and her being one of the weaker killers on paper? To answer this question, we have to come back and look at her slowdown mechanic. Specifically, the ability to deny the survivor freedom to leave the trial through the exit gates. This aspect of the head traps is a big problem, and Behavior might be acutely aware of how problematic this actually is. This is because in their most recent adjustment of the pig back in February of 2024, which was supposed to be a buff for the pig per the exact words of the developers to quote, make her less reliant on her reverse bear traps, the initial stat adjustments in the PTB also went towards nerfing her bear traps to have a timer of 3 minutes instead of 2.5 minutes, and also removing her ability to see the aura of the jigsaw boxes. These are pretty substantial nerfs, and to top it off, they didn't even provide an explanation as for why they decided to adjust these values, only talking about the boons they gave her ambush attack. This was quickly adjusted after the PTB due to community backlash, mostly thanks to the pig's reputation of being this already weak killer that desperately needed any kind of buff she could get. And while I don't think this is the right kind of nerf the pig needed, this is exactly why I believe Behavior understands the problem that the pig has. Why else would they try to quietly slide a nerf that specifically targets her slowdown when they had initially hinted towards buffing her? I strongly believe that with Behavior's targeted nerfs to her slowdown, they must know that a large majority of her lethality comes from how unfair her bear traps can truly be. Denying survivors from leaving without completing their searches, combined with how easy it is to eliminate survivors with active head traps, is what I theorize to be tied to the reason behind most of the targeted nerfs towards pig over the years since her introduction into Dead by Daylight, as well as her confusingly high kill rate. But I am not just all talk. I am going to demonstrate that theory. You see, nerfing the pig to have 5 jigsaw boxes may have gotten rid of the AFK Pig strategy, but it did nothing to solve the more straightforward strategy that was always there to begin with. It is also a strategy that has absolutely zero counterplay. Now, before we begin, let me ask you a question. Do you believe a survivor should be able to escape if they play perfectly? If a survivor's plays are so incredible that I could never even lay a finger on them, should they be able to run to their freedom? If you said yes, don't be silly. The answer is no. They shouldn't. And they never had a chance to escape from the very moment they loaded into the game, regardless of the actions they took. I hold the key to their fate, and I will
Cast it down into the fiery pits of hell where they will reside after the trial is done.
say goodbye to the AFK Pig strategy and hello to the Helper Pig strategy. We have the only add-on that actually matters, the iridescent add-on Videotate that starts a trial with all reverse bear traps on the survivors' heads. Then we just slap on Lethal Pursuer to know where every survivor spawns, pick any survivor that we want, and help them throughout the entire trial. Think of it like an Assassin's Creed escort mission. We're just helping them get to their destination, except there's no destination and they're never allowed to leave the trial. Let's get right into it. And this is it. There's nothing more skillful than this build right here. One of these people is just gonna not get to play the game. All right, they're on the Shattered Square. We already got the head traps on them thanks to the iridescent add-on. I found one person. I'm sorry, buddy, but yeah. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. That person is going to leave. Look, they gave up. They know what was gonna happen to them. They legit knew what was gonna happen. Okay, we got another person. It's fine. It's fine. I can still demonstrate this. Oh no, he dropped a pallet on my head. If only there was something that was like making it so that it doesn't matter if he drops pallets on my head. He's gonna die anyway. It was a very skillful play. I think my play of equipping the head trap on him before the game started was a bit more skillful though. Oh, there's another pallet. Darn it. Yet again, a skillful play. It still doesn't matter though. You know, the crazy part is I can't even lose him because I have Predator. You see that? Oh, no. The timer on the trap is on now. So yeah, if I literally just went AFK, let's just say I went AFK and I let them complete the gens, I could straight up just do that. What if I just straight up like gave him anti-cap? Like I'll just give him I'll stand right next to him and give him anti-cap and he can get off the hook. It's not gonna matter if he gets off the hook because he has a trap on his head. They're doing gens. I would like them to be able to get to the end game. The first person I chose wasn't the right person for the job because they just knew what was going to happen. They knew it was pointless. They knew that they had no escape. This guy, though, probably thinks he has a chance, but as long as he has an active hat trap on his head, he can't leave. Take the thing. Nice. Very skillful play. Good job. All right, I'm gonna hit him on purpose, actually. I want the other people to do gens so that they can escape, but I'm gonna show this guy that he can't. Because it doesn't matter how skillful of a play I could have hit him there. It doesn't matter how skillful of a play he could make. It doesn't matter at all. He could be the world's best Dead by Daylight player. He can't escape me. He legit just cannot escape the game. The shack fell at my dude. Are they gonna come in for hit taking? Or maybe I gotta play worse. There's another gen. Nice. Good vault. Good form, Leon. That's what I like to see. Okay, well, that's not what I like to see. Let's go again. I'll let you go again. Just heal up. Go ahead. Yeah, okay, now you can go. All right, let's go back. Back at it. Oh God, Jesus Christ. Okay, well, I gotta give you this. I gotta give you this slap in the second one here. Okay, don't leave, Leon. Don't leave. All right, I'm helping you. Again, I'm giving him anti-camp. I'm helping him. I'm helping you as he's just on his ass the whole game. I know. Can you do it? Nice. I have no ed. He has adrenaline. You got this, Leon. You can escape. You can totally escape. I have no ed though. This was a bad example. This is a bad example. Am I a bad example? Am I setting a bad example? No way! He dropped a pallet on my dude. That good form, Leon. Honestly, immaculate, incredible form, actually. That wasn't the option. That was never the option, Leon. I wonder if I can like chase this Megan out of the game. Okay, now, here's the thing. He's the last one alive. He could get hatch, but that's the only way he can escape. And I know damn well he can't. I'm gonna put him here. I'm gonna go close the hatch really quickly. I'm just gonna go find it. Okay, it's right here. Okay. All right, now that I've closed the hatch, he can literally not escape. It doesn't matter what he does. Like, he's just trapped in here. Leon, where is he? He can crawl out still? No, he can't. He has an active trap on. The trap will go off if he tries to crawl out. Hey, see? He can't leave. He just died because the trap went off. He tried his best. He went to the exit gate, but he couldn't escape because the head trap was on him. Now that we've seen the theory put into practice, let's do a bit of reflection. First, I want to start off by saying that I actually didn't intend to use this game for the video at first. I already had a better recorded game, but I felt like I liked how most of the scenarios played out a lot more. Especially so towards the end where, after denying them their one ticket to freedom by closing the hatch, I got to watch our friend, with no options left, try to walk out the exit gate with their active head trap on. It also clearly proved the point of this strategy perfectly. It's basically impossible to escape with an active head trap. Despite these good results, after mulling it over, the match that I decided to roll with was a slightly better fit for one reason. I made a gigantic mistake. I lost track of that Leon after closing the hatch truthfully and honestly. I can already hear you asking, why would you willingly choose to showcase yourself making a massive blunder? The answer? Because that makes this strategy not only uncounterable, but idiot-proof. I literally lost track of a guy with no legs. I deserved to lose that kill. He made it all the way to the exit gate, and had he not had an active head trap, he would have escaped. But because I knew he had an active head trap, and because of me closing the hatch, his genuinely good play of taking a chance to crawl out the exit gate didn't matter. So let's address the elephant in the room. This was a completely unfun and unfair way to play the game. It's not fun for the people getting almost zero interactions with the killer the whole game, and it's certainly not fun to know there's nothing you can do to escape. It's the AFK Pig problem all over again, just with extra steps. Steps that also happen to require practically zero effort and skill. So what's the solution to this? The most glaringly obvious concern is that an active hatch should not be able to stop you from escaping through an exit gate. Nerfing the pig to have 5 boxes was a step in the right direction, but it fell short of addressing the actual problem with the reverse bear traps, essentially becoming a band-aid fix to a problem that would eventually need solving again. And here we are, staring that problem right in the face, being trapped in a trial with zero chance of leaving. As someone with nearly 4,000 hours in DBD, I personally find enjoyment for the thrill of the chase and being able to outmaneuver my opponent. But that thrill and excitement become meaningless in the face of this game mechanic, which brings me to the second, more opinionated concern that behavior already said they wanted to achieve. The pig should be less reliant on her reverse bear traps, and able to feel confident in using her ambush attack to do most of the work. But in Pig's current state, you rarely have an incentive to use the dash even with the most recent buff it got, while the head traps get guaranteed value in pretty much every game. And if you don't believe that there isn't an incentive to use the ambush attack, this isn't just any background footage. This is footage from the final game of a win streak by streamer Flightless040 to obtain the new world record for the longest win streak on the pig. They do not use the ambush attack a single time during this game, relying on basic attacks with save the best for last instead. If the best pig player in the world does not have an incentive to use the ambush attack on a record-deciding game result, what incentive does the average pig player have to use it in their games? Now, I know what I said earlier, but I actually do believe that perfect play and good decision making should allow you to escape from any killer in the game. And getting focused while you have an active trap on is, from a veteran DBD player's standpoint, an incredibly boring experience to have to endure. But imagine how a new player would feel to boot up the game for the first time to have this happen to them. They might end up dying a lot faster, especially if the Pig player decides to just tunnel them out of the game instead of dragging it out like I did. And with one player out of the trial, the game will become a lot easier for that Pig player, possibly netting them more kills than just the one active hat. In my eyes, it is this problematic aspect of the Pig's head traps that makes the most sense as to why behavior has brought down the nerf hammer many times on her over the years, and in turn also seems like the perfect connection to the mystery of how the Pig rose the ranks to become one of DBD's deadliest killers. But that's just a theory, a DBD theory. Thanks for watching.